battle sip. It's a battle sip. It's like, yeah.
Very pirate of you.
Yeah.
Very Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
He's a very good pirate. No?
I don't know. I stopped watching it after the second. I
Kind of like Fast and the Furious. Has anybody gone to see that?
No, but I will.
You're gonna?
Yeah. Like,
I like the
someone wrote on Facebook.
Oh really?
Larry.
Someone wrote on Facebook. I'm surprised.
Larry Nichols.
Is this someone we know?
I met him at a convention. He's like,
oh, Larry.
I went to see.
Hi, Larry.
I went to see. Hi, Larry. I went to see. Fast and Furious 8, and he's like, my brain kept saying, but science doesn't work that way. I'm like, dude, if after 8 movies of the Fast and the Furious, you went there to like get scientific knowledge on stuff. It's like going to see Transformers for like mechanical engineering and see how accurate it is. Like you can't, brother. Come on, man.
This looks familiar. Hi, I'm Felicia.
And I am Giancarlo.
And this is our review of
Darkrock Ventures.
Darkrock Venture by Michael S.Q.
It's kind of like working for Bored to Death. It's a Darkrock Venture.
Why is this a Darkrock Venture?
Because I'm always in the dark. Nobody tells me anything. So that's why I might be grumpy.
You're not grumpy. You're fine. I have a question. We've done a game like this, or by these people.
And then there's Alien Frontiers. A lot of people have been... I don't know why, though.
Complaining?
No, comparing it to...
Oh, to this?
To Alien Frontiers, but it's very, very different. Like,
okay.
The only aspect of it is the theme that's in space and the dice placement. But besides that, everything else is different. Player boards.
This feels very, like, spacey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No?
I just wish the player boards were bigger.
Bigger.
They needed to be bigger. All your things are touching all your minerals, and it's like, if you knock them out, it's a little bit bigger.
Darkrock Ventures is a worker placement game where players take on the role of captain of their mining crew to export the rich minerals from an asteroid while warding off marauders. Be the player with the most credits at the end of the game, and you'll win. Game here is set with each player having their player board, 3 crew members, and their lock pawn on the 4th space of their cargo. The remainder of their dice and crew member will be off to the side. Their credit pawn will start on 2 on the main board. All the minerals will be placed on their appropriate spaces here as well. The Theron Marauder deck will be shuffled and placed. The Research deck as well, with 3 cards revealed. Corporate sponsor cards can be used, but we will not cover those for this review. Basically, they just give each player special ability with different starting resources. Determine a first player, give them the leaderboard and the frosted and black dice, and you're ready to play.
A round consists of 5 phases conveniently listed on the leaderboard. The leader starts by rolling the standard mining dice, the clear ones, and places them on the asteroid. Should the same number be rolled on both dice, you'll reveal the top card from the Marauder deck and roll again until the numbers are not the same. By rolling the same numbers, you've successfully scanned the area and you get a heads up on where the Marauders will be attacking this round as listed on the bottom of their card. We'll talk about that later. In the second phase, players will assign 1 crew member at a time, starting with the leader and going clockwise until all their crews have been assigned. One of the main ways to score credits, the victory points in the game as well, is to mine the game's precious minerals, which are plutonium, cobalt, iron, neutronium, and solar energy. Their value when sold is listed here. So some spaces players might want to choose when assigning workers are the mining areas around the asteroid, or take up the first solar array space. As in other worker placement, once a spot is taken, it can no longer be taken by another player unless they use their captain, the bigger meeple. But players can place more of their own crew on a space they've claimed this round.
Other spaces include satellites, which will expand your mining gear, crew, export resources, manipulate rigs, increase cargo. We'll talk about these a little later. The 2 spaces that activate immediately are Become Leader, taking the leaderboard and the neutronium die, or go on a space already taken by another player if they have another crew not assigned yet. When all crew has been assigned, the leader now rolls the neutronium die and places it next to the mining dice. In Phase 4, the Marauders will attack. but only after a player has exported their first mineral. If not yet, skip this phase. If minerals have already been exported, reveal the top card of the Marauder deck if it hasn't yet due to scanning. The spaces listed below will show you where they are attacking. Any crew on those spaces, their player must return a neutronium back to the supply to shield their crew member. If they can't or choose not to, they'll have to take the attacked crew back onto their player board. They will not act this round. Should you draw this card, you have a little respite this round, and will reshuffle the Marauder discard back into the deck. We then move on to the last phase. Resolve crew member.
Starting with the leader, players will roll their rig dice. You'll start off with 1, but can get 2 more by increasing their credits to here and then here on the track. Then they'll resolve all their assigned crews still on the board in any order they choose. To mine the mineral their crew is assigned to, they'll need to pair the rig die with a mining or neutronium die so as to reach the exact total listed. There are mitigation possibilities here to reach the total they need. First, the active player can spend a neutronium to reroll the neutronium die. Secondly, they may have assigned some crew to the gear satellite. These spaces will increase or decrease their die by 3 or 1 respectively. This will change their die to the opposing face side, and the rover will allow a crew to mine an adjacent station should they have the exact total from pairing. In the rigs area, this space allows a player to reroll one of their rig die, and this one allows them to pair together rather than using a mining die. This one lets them rent one to roll an extra die. If you don't have the exact same number, crews assigned to mining station will still extract 1 neutronium. If extracted, you'll eventually want to sell the mineral for the listed price using the export station. Of course, having a bigger hold is helpful, either getting one free here or spending 1 credit for 2 spaces in this one. In the solar array, you'll decide to either move your crew 1 forward or pull them back, getting the listed amount of solar energy.
Getting more crew will help as well. Lastly, you can hire a regular crew for 3 credits or a captain for 5. These will allow you to assign them on spaces other players assign their crew, and will do the action twice. Of course, you can fire crew as well, or send them on subcontracts, giving you credit. Lastly, to help, a crew could have been assigned to the research lab. Here, they'll either choose a card or none, or discard the 3, reveal 3 more, and choose one from there. A player can only have 1 card in front of them. When 3 of the 6 mining stations have been depleted, the endgame triggers. Players will play through a final round, and here the Marauders will not attack. The player with the most credits at the endgame wins.
First off, I'll say that this was the player versus player mode, and the game does have many other modes including co-op. But one of the main problems in all these modes is player scaling, especially in co-op. The Marauders attack at the end of every player turn, not round, so when playing at 5 players, the last person to resolve crew members usually has none by then, and you don't even start with a neutronium to ward them off. But I digress. Components are good, but the little player boards and especially the cargo hold space where minerals fit exactly only scores half a point. Artwork and iconography works well, and the game definitely has tactical choices to make. Luck mitigation is there, but another problem we ran into was runaway leader. Make some credits, have more rigs first, and your chances are up, and no real way of stopping them. Now the game has all these pros, but weirdly enough, they don't seem to gel all that together. It seems that the game might have gone through a bit of change halfway and is in the process of the first version and the second. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there are some little hiccups that kind of mar the flow of the game. And I think the rulebook demonstrates this, as it's good at times and then left me with some questions at other times. Like in the co-op version, it says you start off at 10 credits, but you only have 1 die. Don't you have 2 dice at this point? The game can be great, but I feel it needs a second edition to make it so. As of now, Darkrock Ventures scores a lukewarm 6 out of 10. Subscribe now to our channel to stay in the loop. If you like our work, help us continue by sharing the channel to your gaming group. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.